This is my friend's phone. It's cracked, it's slow, and honestly, it's a total piece of junk. But in the next 60 seconds, you'll see how I turn this old phone into a money-making machine. One that brings him in $200, sometimes $300, even $500 a day, all on autopilot. So how did I do it? It's all thanks to a 30-second phone ritual that's so simple my 12-year-old could follow it. And honestly, so could my 75-year-old mother. And the best part is, the 30-second phone ritual works on any phone, including Apple phones, Samsung phones, Google phones, or any phone that connects to the internet. You can get started in as little as 30 seconds. And if you're horrible with tech, that's actually a good thing, because so am I. This doesn't require any computer skills. No coding, no websites, no confusing apps. Just one simple ritual, done right on your phone. Now let me be clear, this isn't some get-rich-fast fantasy. I'm not some internet millionaire flexing Lambos. But I do make $8,000 to $15,000 a month from this. It's real money, consistent money, enough for me to quit both my jobs, enough for my wife to stop worrying about bills, enough for us to finally live again. We travel. We spend time with the kids without stressing about missing work. We laugh more. We breathe easier. And it's all thanks to this one little thing I do on my phone, a 30-second ritual that keeps working. And the more I do it, the more money I make. Like this, and this. Over and over, non-stop, 24/7. It doesn't stop. And whenever I need more money, I just do the phone ritual again. Listen, this is not for everyone. If you're looking for a mansion, if you want to get rich overnight, then this isn't for you. But if you just need something to make a reasonable amount of money, then this is it. Try out the 30-second phone ritual. It changed my life. So watch this video to the end, because if you take action and use it, this is the one thing that will change your life. Hey, my name's Chris Taylor, born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. Barely made it through high school. I'm not some tech wizard. I don't own a fancy degree. I'm just a regular guy who found something strange. A 30-second phone ritual that changed everything. And you're going to see it in this video. Now, I live in a quiet neighborhood with my wife and 3 kids. It's not a mansion, but it's fully paid off, peaceful, safe, and quiet. No mortgage, no debt, no stress. We even picked up a brand new Ford F-150 in cash because of this weird little phone ritual. But hear me loud and clear. This video might disappear. Big tech hates what I'm about to share. They've taken it down before. They'll try again. So don't leave. Don't pause. Don't come back later. Because in the next 2 minutes and 53 seconds, you're going to hear from a former gym owner named Robbie who cracked the code on this system. Finally came out of his shell, exposing the 30-second phone ritual that the platforms don't want you to know about. Today, you'll see exactly how it works, step by step, plus a few surprises along the way that I can't wait for you to see. Again, my name is Chris Taylor, and I'm thankful every day that God led me to this. Now it's my turn to pass it on to you. That's why I'm sharing this with you today. Because not long ago, I was standing on a bridge ready to jump. I'm not proud of it, but I was done. I had enough of the misery. I was a worn-out server and bartender in Toledo, tired, broke, and drowning in debt. I was over $100,000 in the hole from years of trying to keep my family afloat. The beat-up car I drove leaked oil and broke down every other week. I was working at a chain restaurant during the day, then bartending on weekends. Still couldn't catch up. I missed my daughter's birthday twice. I missed my son's baseball championship. I even missed my kid's first day of school because I had to work a double shift. I felt like a ghost in my own house. And every time my wife looked at me, I could tell she was thinking the same thing I was. When did this become our life? I hated myself for it. I hated that my kids were growing up thinking this was normal. That a real man breaks his back, gets home broken, and still can't afford groceries? One night I snapped. I was driving home from my bartending shift, exhausted and defeated. I checked my mail that I'd thrown in the car earlier, an unpaid bill, then a letter from the IRS about a potential lien on my house. I was driving over the old bridge downtown, and I just stopped. I pulled over, got out of my car, walked to the edge of the bridge and stared at the water below. I didn't want to die. I just didn't want to live like this anymore. I closed my eyes and begged God to either take me or show me something. Anything. I don't know what hit me harder, the tears or the wave of guilt that made me get back in that car and drive home, still shaking, still sweating. But little did I know at the time, this was when my life would forever change. This was what led me to discovering the 30-second phone ritual. So keep watching, as this is where everything is revealed. Let me explain what happened. So one day I was scrolling on my phone. I was looking at pictures on Facebook that my ex-wife had posted of my son's baseball game. The game I missed because I had to work. And then I came across this post from a guy named Robbie. The post said, "Sick of struggling to earn income? Try this 30-second phone method." At the time, I almost scrolled past it. But now I was desperate. I clicked on it. It led me to a plain page with a single video. No sales pitch, no funnel, no guru. Just a guy talking about how he figured out a way to redirect money away from big platforms and into his own pocket. He said he used to own a gym, but had to sell it during COVID when things got so bad he was choosing between rent and groceries. But he cracked a code, a back door, a 30-second ritual buried inside every smartphone that could turn that system upside down. I didn't understand all the tech stuff he was talking about, but he walked through it step by step. I followed it. It took 30 seconds. Nothing fancy, no crypto, no recruiting, no weird apps. I set my phone down, went to bed, nothing. Next day, tried again, still nothing. Day 3, same thing. But on day 4, my phone buzzed. Ding, $47.50. I thought it was a mistake. Checked again. It was real. The next day, $89.25, then $156.75, then $203.40. Even the days it dipped, I was still ahead of where I used to be, busting my back serving tables and mixing drinks for pennies. But would this continue? Maybe this was just random luck. Over the next few weeks, something unbelievable happened. The income didn't just show up, it stayed. I was making between $400 to $700 a day consistently. At first, I thought it was a fluke, but day after day, the deposits kept coming in, so I made a bold move. I walked into the restaurant I'd worked at for 8 years and I quit. My manager laughed, thought I was joking. I wasn't, but I kept bartending on weekends just in case. Within a month, I was pulling in $2,000 to $3,000 a week. That's when I knew this was real. I walked into that bar and quit too. To celebrate, I took my wife and kids on a week-long trip to the Smoky Mountains. We hiked, we made s'mores, we talked around the fire, and the whole time, I just did the phone ritual once a day. That's it. When I got back and checked the account, I'd made $4,200 on vacation, all from my phone. A few months later, I'd cleared every cent of debt, credit cards, medical bills, even paid off that IRS lien. We bought our dream home, paid in cash, got that brand new Ford F-150, also paid in full. And yes, this is 100% legal and above board. There's no boss, no inventory, no crypto junk. No one can stop you from doing it. When my wife saw the bank balance growing, she thought something shady was going on. So I showed her the phone ritual. She rolled her eyes at first, but decided to try it. 3 days later, she made $156, then $234, then $387. She couldn't believe it, just like me. She was hooked. We weren't living in a mansion. We weren't millionaires. But we were free and debt-free. We stopped stressing over gas prices. We gave money to our church, bought groceries for neighbors, volunteered at shelters, all with money made from tapping our phones, while watching Netflix, while scrolling the news while lying in bed. At this point, I wanted to scream it from the rooftops, but Robbie, the guy who created the ritual, told me not to. Said it needed to stay under the radar, I argued. Told him people were suffering. He said, fine, but only 1,000 more people, and that's it, no more. After that, it's done. Now, just to be sure this wasn't a fluke, I needed to test it on someone else. So I showed the method to my coworker, Janet. She's 52, a single mom working nights at the bar to support her teenage daughter. She thinks Instagram is a type of Telegram. But I showed her the 30-second phone ritual, and within 5 days, she'd made $347. She thought it was some kind of prank. She kept refreshing her balance like it would vanish. Then she shared the ritual with some friends. And boom, they were making money too. Word got out fast. 100 days later, we had over 500 people using the same method. Like Sarah Martinez, a 34-year-old retail manager from Phoenix, who sent me this. Hi, Chris. I just want to say thank you. I didn't believe it at first when my sister told me about the Freedom Phone method after seeing it online. But I tried it anyway. Now I've got over $28,000 saved up, and I handed in my resignation yesterday. This isn't some dream. It's real. And then there's Marcus Johnson from Detroit, Michigan. He messaged me with this. Hey, Chris, I'm a factory worker. I started the Freedom Phone method and did that 30-second phone ritual. My phone is ancient. I was sure it wouldn't work. But right after I started, the money came rolling in. It honestly feels illegal, but it's not. I just quit my job yesterday. Thank you, man. Then I got an email from Linda Thompson from Tampa, Florida. Chris, you don't know me, but I wanted to share something. I'm a 48-year-old office assistant, and I've lived paycheck to paycheck for decades. My friend told me about the Freedom Phone method after her neighbor mentioned it in a Facebook group. I didn't believe it, but I was tired of stressing over money, so I gave it a try. Now, 90 days in, I've paid off my credit cards and bought a new car outright. I still work because I like my coworkers, but for the first time in my life, I don't have to. And then there's Robert Davis from Seattle, Washington. Chris, I'm 59. I've been a security guard for over 15 years. I've got 3 grandkids, and I've always felt like I let my family down. No vacations, no savings, just debt and bills. I've been scammed before, so I didn't trust anything online. But one night I said, screw it, and gave the Freedom Phone method a shot. And wow, first week, I pulled in $1,500. My wife laughed when I started, but when I showed her the cash I pulled out at the bank, she changed her mind real quick. It's real, it works, I'm never going back. As of now, I have earned over $180,000 with the 30-second phone ritual. After hundreds of messages like these, I realized I couldn't keep this to myself any longer. So I decided to make this simple for anyone to follow, step by step, so that you can turn your phone into a money-making machine. I call it the Freedom Affiliate System. It doesn't matter if you've got an iPhone, Samsung, or some prehistoric Android that wheezes when it loads YouTube. If it connects to Wi-Fi, you can use the Freedom Affiliate System. It works in just 3 steps. Step 1, access the Freedom Affiliate System. Step 2, follow the 30-second Freedom Phone ritual. Step 3, choose how you want to get paid. That's it. You don't need any tech skills. The Freedom Affiliate System works on any phone. It's designed for everyone, including you. Think you're not smart enough to figure it out? Then listen to what Betty Harrison, a 69-year-old retired teacher from Kansas, had to say. Hey, Chris, I wanted to thank you for creating the Freedom Affiliate System. I honestly didn't think I could do anything like this. I'm not good with phones, and I've never made a dime online. But your 30-second phone ritual? It was easier than checking my email. I received my first payment, $89, just 2 days after getting started. And the next week, it grew. Now I'm bringing in over $6,000 a month. Before this, I was just scraping by on a tiny pension and Social Security. But now I'm finally free. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. But your 30-second phone ritual? It was easier than checking my email. I received my first payment, $89, just 2 days after getting started. And the next week, it grew. Now I'm bringing in over $6,000 a month. Before this, I was just scraping by on a tiny pension and Social Security. But now I'm finally free. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. There's also David Wilson from Chicago, Illinois. He sent me this email last week. Hey, Chris, I caught wind of your Freedom Affiliate System from a friend who saw it mentioned on Reddit. I'm burnt out at my warehouse job. I clock in, make someone else rich, and get scraps. I was ready to walk out, so I gave your system a shot. Followed the 30-second ritual just like you showed. I couldn't believe it. The money just started coming in. Every time I checked my bank balance, it was higher and higher. I've made $9,800 in just the past month. I already handed in my 2 weeks' notice. Can't wait to walk out of that building for good. Now here's what you'll get inside the Freedom Affiliate System. It's not an app. It's a complete step-by-step system that shows you exactly how to use your phone to activate the 30-second ritual and start receiving deposits. No coding, no confusing tech, no experience needed. This is 100% legal, 100% ethical. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't even matter how new or old your phone is. You don't need to download anything. Just follow the steps and perform the 30-second phone ritual. That's it. It's not rocket science. The Freedom Affiliate System does the heavy lifting, so you don't have to. Now, there's one Freedom Affiliate System story I'll never forget. And if you've got a heart, this one's going to hit you. It's from a woman named Patricia Miller, a 44-year-old single mom from Denver, Colorado. Chris, I'm writing this with tears in my eyes. I've been working 2 jobs for 12 years, morning shift at a diner, evening shift at a grocery store. My teenage son barely sees me awake. I was barely keeping the lights on. Some nights we had to choose between food or heat. I didn't want my son to grow up like that, but I didn't know what else to do. I'm not good with computers. I don't even own a laptop. One night I saw your Freedom Affiliate System while scrolling on an old phone my son gave me. I was skeptical, but I also had nothing left to lose. So I followed the 30-second phone ritual you talked about. It was easy, way easier than I expected. I earned $73 that first day, then $127 the next, then $198. After 2 weeks, I had enough to pay off 3 overdue bills. After a month, I bought my son new school clothes without having to put them on a credit card. For the first time in years, I felt like I wasn't failing. Chris, I can't thank you enough. This system gave me hope. It gave us dignity. You gave a tired single mom a second shot. In the past 60 days, I've made over $11,000. It's official. I'm going to quit one of my jobs next week. Thanks so much. Now that you've made it this far, I know what you're thinking. Chris, how much does it cost to access the Freedom Affiliate System? I'll tell you that in just a second. But first, let me ask you, what would it be worth to never stress over rising bills? What would it be worth to go to bed knowing your bank balance is growing, not shrinking? What would it be worth to look your spouse, your kids, your grandkids in the eye and finally say, we're going to be okay? What would it be worth to quit your job, walk away from the stress, and never look back? What would it feel like to give freely, help others, donate to causes you believe in, and never worry if you can afford it? What would it mean to buy your dream home? No mortgage, no payments, just yours. To buy a car in cash, no paperwork, no begging for approval. What would it feel like to walk into a grocery store and never check prices again? Just buy what you want, when you want it. Imagine it. That future is closer than you think. So let me ask you, what would it truly be worth to escape the system and finally be free? Not pretend freedom, not living check to check, real freedom, the kind where you answer to no one, where you own your time, where your phone makes you money instead of draining it. When Robbie, the former gym owner behind the Freedom Affiliate System, first finished building it, he told me we should charge $10,000. And honestly, I didn't blame him. People using it were already making that back in their first few weeks. But I said no, way too much. So he said, okay. What about $5,000? Still too much. I told him flat out, we're not doing this to bleed people dry. We both knew what it feels like to struggle, to juggle bills, to see gas, rent, groceries go up, and your income stays flat. That's not what this system is about. So after a long conversation, we agreed. We'd only ask users to help cover the server costs, hosting fees, and platform maintenance. Because truth is, this thing ain't free to run. Every time someone logs in, runs the ritual, gets paid. That costs us money in bandwidth, storage, security, and automation. We wish we could give it away 100% free, but we'd go bankrupt. So here's what we decided. You're not going to pay $10,000, not $5,000, not $1,000, not $500, not even $250. Today, you can get full lifetime access to the Freedom Affiliate System for just $97. But since you've stuck with me this far, I want to do something special. I'm knocking off an extra $30. So right now, for a limited time, you can grab the Freedom Affiliate System for a one-time payment of just $67. That's it. And all I ask, when this changes your life, send us a message, share your story, help someone else like you find their freedom too. Sound fair? Just scroll below this video and hit the big button. You'll be taken to a secure checkout page that looks like this, where you'll enter your account info. It's protected with the same military-grade encryption used by Amazon, Walmart, and PayPal. Takes less than 60 seconds. After that, you'll unlock instant access to the Freedom Affiliate system, including the full walkthrough of the 30-second Freedom Phone ritual. You'll officially be part of the movement, the growing group of people turning ordinary phones into money-making machines. But here's the catch. If too many people start using this phone ritual, its effectiveness drops. So to keep the results strong, we're limiting access to just 1,000 people. Right now, there are only 107 spots left. And by the time you're watching this, that number is probably lower. If you don't act, someone else will grab your spot. So before it's too late, click the button below this video and unlock access to the Freedom Affiliate system before we shut the doors for good. So let me ask you, are you ready to finally take control of your life? Are you ready to silence the people who doubted you? Are you ready to unplug from the matrix and stop living as a cog in someone else's machine? Are you ready to actually be free? Are you ready to leave your job and finally have time for your family? Be real. You're already spending thousands every year on impulse junk, fast food, lattes, random online buys. Why not invest a tiny fraction of that to break out of the rat race? Forever. Because if you do nothing today, guess what? Nothing changes. You stay trapped in a system that was never built for your success. You keep grinding, making your boss rich, coming home tired, too tired to be present for your loved ones. And the people who need you most, they keep getting what's left of you instead of the best of you. Is that really the life you want? Is that what your kids, your partner, your grandkids deserve? You deserve more, and so do they. So stop waiting, stop stalling, scroll below, click the button, and unlock your access to the Freedom Affiliate system right now. The people who took action already, they're blown away by the results. Their only regret is not starting sooner. Take Jennifer from Atlanta, for example. When I heard about the Freedom Affiliate system, I was burned out. Mid-40s, no tech skills. I had tried everything online and nothing worked. But I figured, why not? Even if it delivered half of what it promised, it would be worth it. What happened next changed my life. A few months in, I left my retail job, took my husband to Hawaii, a lifelong dream. He started using the system too. He quit his construction job. Now we wake up late, go to the beach, read, explore new hobbies. As I write this, we're sitting on our new deck overlooking the lake. I never imagined we'd live like this. And then there's Michael Brown from Phoenix. When I found your site, I thought it had to be fake. Too good to be true. I figured I'd sign up, get scammed, and be mad at myself. But something about it stuck with me. I've always wanted to spend more time with my grandkids, but work got in the way. So I took the leap, claimed my spot, and man, I'm so glad I did. That same night I joined, I started the phone ritual. By the next afternoon, I made my first commission. In the past 2 months, your Freedom Affiliate system has made me $18,500 in pure profit. The 30-second phone ritual is brilliant, and it actually works. Still watching this video? Good. That tells me something. You're serious. You want this to work, and you're looking for one final reason to move forward with confidence. So let's knock out a few of the most common questions we get about the Freedom Affiliate system. Chances are you've been wondering the same things. Question 1. How long does it take to start making money? Great question, and probably the most common. Now, due to FTC regulations, I can't legally guarantee that you'll make money in a specific time frame. But what I can say is this. We've had users report making their first earnings in less than 24 hours. The people who get results fast are the ones who don't just watch the video. They take action immediately. Think of it like going to the gym. You won't get stronger staring at weights. You've got to lift. Same here. You've got to follow the steps and use the 30-second Freedom Phone ritual like we show you inside the system. Question 2. Is this legal? Where does the money even come from? Completely valid concern. And the answer is simple. Yes. It's 100% legal and ethical. Big tech companies are raking in billions by collecting data, attention, and user behavior. The Freedom Affiliate system flips the game. It redirects that value back to you, the user. There's no shady stuff, no hacking, no sketchy loopholes. Just a smart, automated system that makes the process work in your favor instead of theirs. We even had a legal team go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. The result? Totally clean. So no, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just finally getting a piece of the pie. Question 3. I'm horrible with technology. Will this still work for me? Trust me, I get it. Tech moves fast, and not everyone keeps up. But that's the beauty of this. You don't need to be tech savvy at all. The Freedom Affiliate system handles all the complicated parts for you behind the scenes. You just follow the 30-second ritual and let the system do its thing. Still worried? Let me tell you about Dorothy Blake, a 71-year-old retired postal worker from Wisconsin. She barely knows how to send a text, but she still pulled in over $8,200 last month using the system. She used part of it to take her grandkids to Disney World. If Dorothy can do it, you definitely can. Question 4. Will this work on my old phone? Absolutely. This isn't about having the latest gadget. The Freedom Affiliate system works on any phone that can connect to Wi-Fi or mobile data. iPhone, Android, Samsung, Motorola, Google Pixel. You name it. It doesn't even matter if it's slow, cracked, or 5 years behind. My own neighbor used the system on a beat-up 6-year-old phone with a busted screen, and it worked like a charm. Many users end up using their earnings to buy a brand new phone just because they can. Question 5. I'm super busy. Can I still make this work? Yes, 100%. You don't need a ton of time, just a few spare minutes a day. I used to work double shifts serving tables and bartending. I had no free time, but I still made it work, even on breaks or right before bed. The 30-second Freedom Phone ritual was something I could do quickly and consistently, and that's all it took. So whether you're juggling a job, kids, or life in general, this system fits your schedule. Look, you've been here for a while now. It takes 30 seconds to get started, but these spots are filling up fast, and once we hit our limit, we're closing the doors. So here's the deal. Scroll below, click the yellow button, and grab your access to the Freedom Affiliate system. I can't wait to see what it does for you. Now let me be real with you for a second. Why are you still here? Why are you still watching this video, sitting on your hands waiting for life to magically improve? You've seen what's happening out there. Prices are through the roof. Gas, groceries, rent, utilities. Everything's climbing. How much longer are you going to watch your bank account shrink? How many more months are you going to sink deeper into debt? This isn't just about you anymore. It's about your family, your kids, your grandkids, your spouse, your legacy. They're watching. They're hoping. They're counting on you. Do you really want to let them down, or are you finally ready to step up? I can't do this part for you. I can't reach through the screen and make you click. You've got to do it. You've got to take action. If you're skeptical, that's normal. Everyone is at first. Even Tommy Franklin, a guy I met at a local diner, thought this was some scam. But after I showed him my results, he decided to give it a shot. Last week, he messaged me to say he made $4,900 in his first month. Now just imagine what that kind of extra income could do for you. Would you breathe easier? Would you sleep better at night? Would you finally be able to quit that job you hate? Wouldn't it feel amazing to stop living paycheck to paycheck? To stop stressing every time the rent or mortgage is due? To finally say yes to your spouse, your kids, yourself? That's the life on the other side of this. And I've already opened the door for you. All you have to do is walk through it. Are you ready? Are you ready to live a life of freedom, not fear? Are you ready to beat inflation instead of being crushed by it? Are you ready to stop surviving and start thriving? Then stop waiting. Because if you come back tomorrow, this may be gone. Scroll down now, click the button, and unlock full access to the Freedom Affiliate system before your spot is gone. My name is Chris Taylor, and I can't wait to hear your success story.